you. So we are going to open this up for questions or comments, and I'll just see if my colleagues have anything they'd like to say. And see somebody go first. Okay. Councilmember Denson.
What a surprise. I did not want to go first this time. Well, I think this may be the best cohort ever. Although your cohort was probably just forgetting, right? You were clearly the best of the best because you're still with us. So thank you all. The projects were all amazing. Some real value adds to our departments. All of the things that you worked on are priorities that the council has worked with the departments on, and you all really helped move this forward. I could speak to each of yours, but I know some other folks are probably going to make a few comments. So I just wanted to mention too, I was extremely excited about fleet maintenance, getting an intern this year. Tyler, good job. Like, we need more folks in fleet maintenance. It is so important. I got to know Tyler a little bit when we had the 988 reception, and we really appreciate fleet being involved in that. I mean, that is their business, is what happens with our vehicles. So thanks so much to fleet maintenance. You know, it's not always easy, the idea of taking on an intern for the first time, right? Because there's extra supervisory roles, and what does that mean? What is it going to look like? But clearly, Clarissa has done a great job making sure that this is really a benefit to all of our departments, and it clearly is. And then it will come of no surprise to anyone on this council that I am really excited about Jamie's work. Jamie, where's Jamie? I didn't even know that you were behind a lot of this. We have just been thrilled with all of the collateral. I understand you also designed the badge for our 5K, the Bridge to Hope, all of it. Well, you didn't show the badge. We have a badge for our 5K walk and run. And, you know, we struggle reaching different audiences. That's something that we all try to do as council members. You know, we all have our followers, but it's just the same people. And there's a lot of people in our community that do not know the good work of the county. So we appreciate your efforts, Jamie, and all of your efforts. Hopefully you're all going to tell people like of the amazing work that the county does, because our employees, our staff work so hard. So I haven't asked for you guys. We are 1 month away from the Suicide Prevention Summit. And 5K, just so you all know, if Jamie hasn't told you, it's completely free. Our suicide rates are high in Pierce County among folks in your generation, as well as younger people, veterans, really all categories. So please, 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 Jamie is going to make sure you all share her wonderful collateral on social media. Please do tell your friends, and I hope you'll all come. Even if you just come for the 5K, we want huge numbers to raise awareness about suicide prevention and saving lives. So thank you for letting me make that comment, and thank you all for your hard work and best wishes for your futures.
Thank you, Councilmember Denson. We're going to go to Vice Chair Herrera.
Thank you, Chair, and I couldn't say it any better than Councilmember Denson on everything. But you know, this is a great program all through mankind's history. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. There was always some type of mentorship within a community or within a tribe or something like that. And this is kind of an existential, kind of the same thing. You know, you're part of the Pierce County tribe. You're allowed to have the possibility to see what right looks like here. And you bring that new spark of ideas to an established government entity that can lumber along doing the same thing we've always done. And you bring some great new ideas, and you had your value system, which was, I think, is really important, and you inculcated that in all your projects, and I think that was really great. So I really appreciate you and appreciate the program. So thank you, Chair.
Thank you. We're going to go to Councilmember Ayala.
Thank you, Chair. Appreciate it. First and foremost, I'm looking at staff with it. This is one of my favorite sessions of the year. It's so exciting to hear not just the projects you all are working on, but also the evolution of what that looks like. And then we get to benefit from that. We get to benefit and augment it to the best of our ability. But also I'm over here jotting down notes because I know like 2 months from now, I'll be asking staff, hey, so I heard during the presentation, you know, fill in the blank. So it allows us to really do a better job at what we do to work with staff. I will say thank you to Human Services for making a lot of this happen. I would love to see every single department in Pierce County have at least one intern. We'll work through that, see what that actually looks like in operations. But I think it's incredibly valuable to have your perspectives and your insights because we have blind spots, and it's really important for us to be aware. One, acknowledge that we have blind spots, but two, aware that there are some great, passionate, wise folks out there that can help us bridge that. So big thanks to everyone. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. We're going to go to Councilmember Yambe.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Look, I think my colleagues all said it extremely well, and it's hard to make any improvements on it. But I have to say that to the department, for one thing, for Human Services and our mentors, these presentations are leveling up every single time. Like last year, I thought it was impressive, and then now, I mean, just the way that it's laid out, it's accessible. You know, each of you interns are just blowing me away. Like the care that you approach the work that you've been tasked with, you know, you're not letting bureaucracy, you're not letting the systems kind of overwhelm you. You're just saying, hey, this is my eyes, this is a fresh look, and let me try to ask questions and be curious. And, you know, each of these presentations adds unique spins that are different than, you know, previous cohorts like last year. I have to call out Jamie, that Jurassic Park one. I can't tell you how many times I watched it. I was like, this is which department? I thought it was comms at first, and I was like, oh no, wait, this is, you know. And so I just, you know, government, we're awful sometimes telling our story at government. And, you know, the way that you presented the information makes it relevant, it makes it accessible to any age, it makes it engaging. Jacob, your work with County Council, and we've got to see you firsthand do outreach to some of these groups. And yes, you had some tough conversations. We sent you in all sorts of directions when you asked, hey, you know, what organizations do I talk to? And you're doing that work of, hey, I'm having uncomfortable conversations, I'm having honest conversations, and asking, hey, you know, what do you think? And sometimes that's extremely layered, and the fact how you've navigated it and how you've been able to break it down in an accessible way to all of us, you know, up here is just tremendously helpful. Shakayla, your work at the CJFJC, we've gotten to see you, Chair Hitchen, and myself. We've seen you at those different events. The thoughtfulness and the care that you've approached some of those projects is really, really remarkable, and it's extremely helpful. And the lens that you come into it and the sensitivity is really impressive. And Tyler, even those little small changes to you know, these little things that add up, whether it be, you know, like you said, turn the lights off, or whether it's, you know, adjust, you know, the HVAC system at different times of the day, it all saves. And a lot of people we don't think about that when we're going about these things. And so just all of you, I could say compliments across the board. This program is getting more impressive every time. And honestly, I really appreciate your commitment and your help to the county. And, you know, like they said, please consider government work, because we need you all to help us navigate some of these really, really tough situations and making it more accessible, because you all know, you know, once you've been here, you understand how it works. You understand why some things hit walls and they don't move. And we just appreciate your fresh perspective and your curiosity. I can't thank you all enough. So.
Thank you, Councilmember Yambe. Councilmember Krueger.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to share that, to keep up the encouragement. I'm very impressed that you took the initiative to encourage to go forward in applying for this. I think back and I'm like, I never would have done that. I didn't have the confidence to do that. And I'm just very impressed with what you have shown, with what you have done. And just to encourage you to maintain in this. And for those of you who learned what you do want to do or what you don't want to do, it is one of the best experiences in gaining the knowledge and working with others and all of the differences that you have to deal with in government. And I just want to applaud you and say thank you for your assistance and even teaching us some things. So appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Well, I have a question since none of my colleagues asked any questions. It's just to the whole group. Anyone can answer, and it'll kind of be whoever gets without violence to the microphone first. But like, has anyone solidified their next steps because of their experience with Pierce County? Meaning you've made some decisions on what you're doing next, or potentially what you're not doing because of this experience.
Hi. So for me personally, I have decided that community advocacy is kind of the heart of my work. It is where I find my passion. It is where I find my dedication, and regardless of what that looks like, whether it is peer support, IPV support, advocacy, things like that, it really just lies in being an advocate for Pierce County. So
Awesome. Well, we may be looking for, employees in that space in the near future. So, anyone else?
Hi there, I'm Kiki again. I love being outside. I worked an office job prior to this. I was working in IT and I hated it. And I came out here with my team, which two of them, I think actually three of them might be back sitting there. The most amazing team I've ever been a part of. They're fantastic human beings and they've taught me so much. I love my job. I smile every day going to work. And I've been applying to water quality jobs at cities because I want to continue to work in the government and I want to continue to work in water quality. So shout out to my team.
Anyone else? Okay. Like many opportunities. I love that you all shared your experience. And if no one else had mentioned the Jurassic Park, I had the same response. Like I literally texted it to friends. I was like, watch this. So I was part of it. So, and the stars of that video also, nice job. So nice casting. I just want to conclude with deep gratitude to the staff that supervised and supported this program, from going through and figuring out who's the right fit to additional potentially training that you had to go if you hadn't done this before, along with just the ongoing supervision, because without you, these amazing human beings would not have had the opportunity that they've had. And whether you worked with them day by day or you helped facilitate like an event for them to see about your work, it takes us as a team to put that together. And I know it took time outside your regular duties. So thank you to the Pierce County employees who said yes to supporting our intern program. We really are building our future workforce, which is why we do this, and also helping young people find their next chapter. So whether they solidified, yes, this is the way we want to go, or no, they don't, or something in between, this is part of that process. And we know that this experience helps them figure out some really hard questions that they are faced with right now. So deeply appreciate you all. So.